What's up, degenerates? Sunday morning, 5 a.m. and they think they're out working the number one tipping service on the planet, straight from the bed to the office to try and bring ye some more winners. Lovely double landed yesterday. Smash that like on this video if you enjoyed that. And I just want to say, before I talk about that lovely double yesterday, I just want to talk about my horse in Kilbeggan Friday evening I had on the Patreon service. I went for a horse called Union Park. The race unfolded lovely until we jumped the last down the back straight. I know he was out the back, but they were going a lovely even gallop, and he looked to be a long way back, but that suits this horse fine. Just he got in under the last down the back, and then that just left him a little bit further back than ideal, and then he got drawn into coming the outside route, where I do think if he had a winged the last down the back, he'd have landed up the inner and he'd have been a little closer and he could have set a lot longer. However, he missed that fence through no one's fault. It just happens. And then he kind of moved up the outside and he arrived there 3 furlongs from home. It was way too soon. And the horse flattened out, which I expected him to do. You know, when I seen him looming up there, I'm sure a lot of you got excited, but I knew from there he was beat straight away because it's just far too soon to be getting there. However, there's not a lot the jockey can do, because if he did wing the last down the back and he cruised in behind the leaders and he got the perfect ride late, he still wouldn't have won because of the amount of trouble then that was down the inside. He wouldn't have got through. So it was just one of those things, you know, damned if you do, damned if you don't, and it didn't work out for us. But he was 11-2. I liked the bet. You know, it's not as if the price was there, the value, the juice was in the price. He was coming in. His last chase run in Punchestown was a very good run, and disappointing we didn't get the result this time. Anyway, right, on to today. Or quick word on yesterday's double. The first one, Kai. Listen, lads, I was listening to William Hill radio. I was in the car driving when this race was coming up, and I'm not even joking you. There was a tipster on there, I don't know who he was, and before the race, this is what he said about the most progressive handicap 3-year-old profile that was running in Newmarket on Saturday. He said, if I backed Kai at this price, I'd sooner he was a non-runner and I got my money back. Did you ever hear such nonsense? The horse returned, right? He had a lovely 2-year-old career. He returned in Chester, arguably unlucky against a very progressive horse who since came out and bolted in again. He went to Royal Ascot. He ran actually a decent race in a massive handicap. Didn't work out for him. And then he goes to Newmarket, right? Off the same mark that he was second first time out when arguably should have won. Beautiful profile. He changes stables to one of the best young trainers in the country with one of the best jockeys on board, and these nonsense are trying to put you off horses. Like, they don't realise, yes, he won in a tight finish, but he won against all odds. There was no pace. He pulled hard. It turned into a sprint. Bass Player got first run on him and he ran him down late. Bass Player is a really good horse, very progressive horse. There too. Bass Player just hadn't got the mentality to show his talent yet. You watch Bass Player and Kai, they're going to go on and win some decent races. I tipped up Bass Player. Some of you remember he was the outsider of the field in the Group 3 the last day, because Bass Player has a lot to learn mentally. So the two horses, when Bass Player catches up mentally, he's going to be a very good horse. But for me on the day, I stuck my neck out and thought Kai was the one that was ready to win on the day. So don't be listening to these, it's nonsense, absolutely gobshites, driving people off a decent favourite on the day, and they'll drive you into 10 bad ones on that William Hill radio. Be careful, and I'm calling out all them tipsters. You're only bluffers. The whole lot, you progressive profile, top jockey on board, top trainer, off the same mark as we're arguably unlucky in Chester where a horse beat him. You haven't a clue. It's terrible what you're doing to punters, ramming them into terrible value. Anyway, right. Enough rant over. Right, lovely to land a massive double. Right. Right, Supagirl. in the Curragh. This is a 5-1 shot. Dylan Kidd takes the ride, getting £10 off. Lads, this bolted in the last day by 6 lengths. With Dylan's claim now, it's only £4 higher than that. It's got a good draw in stall 3. It is a trappy enough little race, so I won't be going mad, but I will go a pint each way. And Supagirl, I will put the times of the races, lads, in the description of this video, as I forgot to write them all down. And then in the Rumbles of Thunder, she runs in the group race at the Curragh. Definitely an interesting runner, 11-4. I go a pint win. Paddy Toomey is really, really good with these fillies, and I like her. I think, yeah, the ground is a little bit of a question mark, but I'm sure Paddy Toomey wouldn't run her on ground if it was too quick, and I'm sure the Curragh, it'll be lovely ground. You know, it might be on the quick side, but it won't be unsafe or anything like that. So Rumbles of Thunder, coming in off the back of a solid third, maybe against better rivals than these. I do think there's some interesting horses in this race as well. The William Haggis filly, but she's disappointed in the Curragh. Stout has one over. You know, I don't know. I'm just going to go with this. Look, we'll see what happens. Paddy Toomey's record with this type of horse is very good. And then in the 340 at Redcar, Premiership, 7-2. I go a pint win on Premiership. Stepping Up in Trip looks interesting, very lightly raced. This is a bad race, lads. And a few of the dangers in here have been campaigned at 7 as well. So a few of them are Stepping Up in Trip. I know Collarhome has one over, I think, 1.5 mile furlong and things like that, and a mile. But I just think it's worth a go. It's a bad race. Now, I wouldn't be surprised, lads, if it won it by 5 lengths, and I wouldn't be surprised if it disappointed. But it is, if it is genuinely progressing, its second run this term was a step in the right direction, and there is a chance that we haven't seen the best of it in the Step Up and Trip. Although I'm breeding the Step Up and Trip mightn't be perfect, this is a very low grade race. This is a 3-year-old getting the weight for age. So Premiership, a pint win, and I'll go a pint each way. Treble, Supagirl, Rumbles and Tumblers, and Premiership. You can follow me on TikTok now at Colbert Sports as well. And yeah, stay tuned. Thanks for all the support. Make sure and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Smash the like on the video for winners.